How's it going, guys? Dan here, back again here in the lovely Navajo Nation while I'm planting. So last week I wasn't here because I got sick and it wasn't the greatest, so I lost my voice. And so now I'm here again today. Yay! And plus we got a lot of rain this week, but it is super dry here, and I don't think it rained all that well here because it dried up super quickly. The ground just soaked it up. So today I am just going to be planting some watermelons, melons, cantaloupe, and other various melons. Last week I did plant some other stuff, but I'll give you a little tour of the garden here in a sec. And it's pretty windy right now, so hopefully this microphone, this new setup, should feel a lot or sound a lot better. Hey, if I can try to record this again, but every time I record it, the wind starts picking up, and then I put it away, put her in a time lapse, and then the wind comes again. So like right now, the wind is starting to come again. It's kind of annoying. It's frustrating to record, especially if you have no wind blockage here. But I'll try my best. So how I'm doing this, since we live in the Southwest and majority of the soil is kind of just like clay and dirt, and so when it rains, it hardens with the clay and makes everything hard, and it just kind of bakes it. So the past couple of years I've been trying to grow strictly like this. Some of it works. I think the squash works a lot better. Usually when I'm trying to plant this out here, it has a hard time, especially like the watermelons, or in a particular area that I'm trying to grow some vegetables. The ground just gets super hard, and so that's why we kind of till and plow the field, so that way you can get that aeration. Even then, even though when I water, the ground still gets hard. And so the past couple of years I've been trying to plant in this area, and it grows, but it sucks. And the way I found a way around it is, since it's plowed now, I'm just gonna make a little hole, a little divot, and then I'm gonna put like 3 or 4 scoops of soil. And this is organic soil, in-ground soil. I'm gonna put 3, and then we have crimson sweet watermelon, and I've already done a couple of them. I'm gonna do like maybe 6 or 7 holes of these, and then we'll move on to the next vegetable or fruit. Well, melon. So I'm just grabbing a couple. Just put all of them in there, and I just kind of like putting like 4, 5, maybe even 6 of them in there. And mostly because sometimes the seeds that you buy in the store doesn't really like grow all that well, especially like Home Depot or Lowe's. Put the soil down, put the seeds in, and then I'm gonna mound it with some regular dirt soil around. And I found this to be a lot easier to grow, and just pour over the water and it'll start growing. And I'm gonna mound it, and it has enough soft soil so that once it starts to grow through, it starts to break through, and then you got your mound right here. So, and this is how I'm planting majority of all my melons and my squashes. So, and that's the way I've been doing it. I figured this method would be a little bit easier here, since the ground is pretty hard and it's soil compact, clay compacted as well, and it's just a little bit more easier this way. that was fun until it lasted. I got my watermelons kind of planted like halfway through, but I winded up dropping this microphone thing, and I had it hooked up to the battery, and I went to go drink some water, and it just whoop, plop, and it tore apart. So I don't know if this thing works now, and I'm kind of upset because it's not even a week since I've got it and used it properly, and now it sucks. Now my audio sucks. All right, here we go. So I plugged it back in. It was kind of torn, but hopefully it's not torn. I don't know, we'll see. I'll order another one. It was only like 20 bucks, so I don't know. We'll see if this works. Hopefully. Testing 1, 2, 3. All right, so I got all of my seeds kind of set now, and I'll show you row by row on where I planted what, and after that I'm going to start setting up the system for the water drip system. So we have this water troughed here, and I got corn down on this section right here. I have potatoes down in this section right here. I have green chili in this section, and then assortment of red jalapenos, cayenne pepper, and Thai Tabasco. And then I have tomatoes on those 2 rows back there. I started some tomato seeds and chili seeds, but for some reason they're not growing. And yeah, my corn is growing out in this little section here. So after a couple of days of raining out here, it didn't rain too heavily. I can tell because the ground is still kind of dry on the top part, and it kind of sucks, but oh well. Here is the other water tank, and here on this row I have Navajo squash, and then black zucchini, and I don't remember what I planted in this one. And then I know the last row is scallops, and then I know these two, like the Mexican zucchini, and then the black zucchini on that side, and then these are summer squash down on this row right here. And then I think I planted, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm gonna set up the drip system on this side. Now on this section, I just got done planting today, and it took me pretty much all day just to get in these seeds and buried. And this is my system set up. I need to get another water tank, and I need to find out where I need to get one. But in the meantime, I have watermelon, crimson sweet, and then I have a black jet watermelon. I don't remember. It's like three holes that I planted, and then a different type of watermelon. Rattlesnake one. It looks kind of weird, but anyways. And again here I planted some Armenian cucumber, and then I planted some 2 different types of watermelon as well down here this row, and then honeydew and cantaloupe, and the green and yellow honeydew in this section. And then I have my Armenian back there, right in here, right there, Armenian and pumpkin in that section. This wind has been pretty much going all day, and it's been kind of annoying and pretty much drying up everything. So for now, I am just going to try to set up the irrigation drip system and put it like a grid system, and then we're going to go from there. And then hopefully I can get some water tomorrow and get these guys planted and on their way. And then hopefully this past rain that came in this past week, hopefully it will start some of the squash, and I'm excited for that. So alright, today is Sunday, June 8th, and today we're going to get some water again. We're going to haul some water. And yeah, I set up the whole kind of grid system for my squash for the irrigation system water. So right now I'm just gonna get some water, and we're gonna haul it back and see if it works and test it out. All right, I'm gonna get some water. I'm gonna let this kind of soak out into this tank for all of these trees back here, and all of the grapes back here. So while that water is going, I'm gonna set up this whole 1 gallon drip system. So I have all of this already set up. I set this up last night, and set it in the little grid system, and then puncture all those holes, and then get them all fixed up, and then we'll get the water. As I was sitting here getting some water, I noticed this Che and his grandson getting water, and then he was trying to get the water gun, like the water inside the water gun, and he was just hanging out, just the little one just hanging out with Che here. Alright, this is the garden tour that you guys have been waiting for, and this is the peach tree that I planted just a couple of weeks ago, and it's doing fairly well. I mean, it's not dying. I did prune a lot of the dead branches off, and yeah, it looks good. I mean, the only issue that we're having right now is these grasshoppers, like this surge of grasshoppers everywhere. Like, it's annoying, in fact. So this bare root Fiji tree apple, I really don't know what's going on. I mean, it's still green. I mean, I don't know why it's not sprouting or growing. Got the drip system going, and yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I'm just gonna keep let it do what it do, and hopefully it grows. So I don't know what's up with all these bugs. There's just bugs everywhere. But this is the peach tree that I did last year, and it's doing great, and it looks good. I don't see any flowers, so I don't know if it's gonna fruit this year, but you can tell it's growing. And see all these grasshoppers, but yeah, it's growing. Like, all of that, it's starting to break apart. These bugs are getting my ears too. Okay, here's the apple tree. So many grasshoppers. Like, that is a lot. I'm sick of it. I don't know what they're doing. Look at that. They're just all flopping out. But this is the apple tree. Red Delicious is doing great. And the grasshoppers aren't eating it, which I'm okay with that, because I don't want them to eat it, and it's frustrating. Cherry tree that I planted last year, I kind of took off some growth on the bottom, but yeah, it's doing good. It's starting to be eaten. Trying my best to keep it alive, and looks pretty good. And then this is the apricot. Last week I trimmed it, or I pruned it, and it rained this week. I'll just say it grew like a good foot, because when I pruned it, there was 2 spots. I don't know if you can see it here. Yeah, right there. Right here. It was growing up right next to it, and I was like, well, I want this to be the main stem, so I cut that one off, and then I pruned off the bottom, and it grew like another foot. Like, that is pretty cool. And the grasshoppers are in here. It's kind of getting annoying. Hopefully they all start dying off soon. And this is the cherry tree that I did, and these grasshoppers and bees are going after it. Like, I'm kind of sad. I need to order something to kind of cover it, or spray it with some kind of homemade solution to where they're not eating it all. So my cherry tree's doing it. It's struggling, but it's doing it. And then I don't know about this apricot tree. It's going, but I'm just gonna let it do its thing. Like, it's still like flimsy, and like when I do that so I can break it, it doesn't want to break. So it's not dried out, and it's just kind of there. So the tree's there. I don't know if I should just cut it and see if it grows. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. And then, yeah, the water's watering. Just trying to let it drip through. Try to get it all. And then we'll head over to the other side to get the, see what I'm cooking up on that side. Alright, so I already showed you guys yesterday on what I planted like in this section and in this section as well. And then this is my grid system. I set up the irrigation drip line. So now all my squash is getting water. Hopefully it'll start growing next week. And then I didn't set this last row up because I planted corn right here, but I went in and I put a unscrew nozzle, and then I just kind of water it by hand. I think I'm going to leave it like that. And then I got as far as I could on setting up the drip system, the measurements, and then I got a little bit of water as far as that hose could reach, like 3 rows. I didn't get the last other 3 rows, so that's the irrigation for the watermelon. Alright, now we have the irrigation for the plum. So the plum tree is doing really well, and I like how it's turning out. And the grasshoppers aren't bothering it, but this nectarine is having a hard time because the grasshoppers love it. I don't know why, but they shoot it all up. Like, this looks sad. So I use like bird netting and just kind of double over it. And see, they're trying to get in there and trying to mate in there, and it's kind of gross. So I'm trying to keep it covered so they don't get in there. Hopefully this works. We'll see next week. So it's getting tons of water right now, and yeah, they just went ham on it. I'm kind of sad for that. Now we have the rose bushes. The rose bushes aren't doing too well, mostly because I think it needs to be watered like every other day, and I'm not here every other day, so they only get once a week. But my Navajo globe willow is doing great on that one, and then I planted another one on the side right there. I don't know if it's doing well. We'll check back on it. But this one is doing really well. It's starting to come out now. It's growing. We're gonna have trees here for shade. Now we have this plant. It's supposed to help with warding off of these grasshoppers, but apparently it's not doing its job. It's not growing, they're just eating it, which is kind of weird. So hopefully that doesn't die. I'm gonna stick this plastic in there. And then blueberries are doing great. For some reason the grasshoppers are leaving it alone. They're not bothering it. And the grapes, I guess it's doing okay. It's growing. I mean, it's having a hard time here in the soil. And then this one's doing well. I think it's because I have it like covered in the plastic. And this one's doing really well too. So hopefully the bugs don't get to it. I think that's a corn. Is that a corn? I don't know. What is that? Is that a tree? Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I did a lot of work this weekend on and off throughout the Saturday and Sunday. And today's Sunday. I'm tired. But if you like this, leave a comment, like it, share it, follow me, subscribe if you're into that stuff. And yeah, let me know. We'll call it there guys, and I hope you have a good night and a good rest of your week, and stay safe out there. We're going it.